Hello everybody, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play of Supreme 2020, and this time we're going to be playing as Eastern Siberia. Now, I was originally going to put up a sort of a voting video to see which nations everybody want to play, but considering there were a bit of a few demands to play as a former Russian nation, so I thought, why don't I just give it and just do it anyway? Do one anyway, I mean. And I could have chosen other nations, let alone like Central Siberia or even Western Siberia, and possibly either maybe Western Urals or even Moscow for that matter. But I thought, why not just start all the way on the eastern side of what was Russia. Now, one thing I did do before I start is build a few things, including 12 new agricultural farms because we don't have any. Also, one thing I didn't do, unfortunately for me, is to start building up some waterworks. Because we don't have any of our own, for some whatever reason, probably due to being, I'm guessing, supplied from Russia itself. But there's really not much areas to actually build one, unfortunately, most of which are by the Manchurian border, so I have to build just as best I can, including here, and that's kind of it. So we're just going to ignore that. Timber really isn't much, even though there's plenty of forests. And so we're just going to quickly check a few areas, maybe not by the lakes here. Probably mostly around here, as also you may have noticed that I have already built a lot of new railway lines, including one that will connect to the Sakhalin Islands, with a new port which I have begun building. Of course, I rather don't like the original look, so I just built a couple more to get one that's sticking out. So that's one thing. And one other small thing we have to do is go to guarded, go and have the Navy on medium, have the Air Force on high at the moment, have the military ground forces on high as well, and we're just going to continue. Reason is because I have somewhat of a plan to kind of expand Eastern Siberia in one direction or another. In this case, I'm thinking of if and when North Korea goes to war, we're going to go with them. After that, maybe we'll do with Manchuria. Unfortunately, though, it does seem at times that Manchuria could declare war at any moment. But here's the intelligence report, and as a bit of a cynical, I suppose you can say, about what should be worrying. In this case, Moscow's growing efforts to renew its power. China, I don't know why it says China in the first place, since China itself is pretty much gone, but with being split into 3, or should I say 5 nations, whatever. Close that. And we're just going to keep, and unfortunately we don't really have much of an economy, so building all those building projects was probably a big mistake. But as also you can see, we don't really have much in terms of spending, let alone the amount of tax rates we can get. So I'm just going to put this on equal on $55 million spending. Also going to close this very soon and go to 50% in tax rates, which will not be making a lot of people happy. Well, we are in need of some extra cash, so I am going to increase the high income and corporate taxes a bit. Low income, small business is not by much. Pension taxes is really not much, no matter how high or low, so there's really enough to do with that. I'll keep property tax on 4%, unemployment 5 or 5.5 or 5.6 in this case. Sales tax, I'll keep it like that. So we really don't have much in terms of our treasury, but I am going to see if I can get some trade agreements with certain nations, and primarily our neighbors at the moment. So I guess our nearest neighbor at the moment, despite any form of historical factors about certain things, particularly of, well, territorial claims, isn't going to happen. So we're just going to get some trade agreements with Japan. Now, okay, we already have one with Taiwan, so we're going to get the Philippines. I'm going to get some trade. Of course, Manchuria declares war. Not surprised. Not surprised if Manchuria is going to be aggressive, but what can you do? And now we're in the problem of economical problems, but I'm gonna focus on all these units to get to the, why not? I guess we could have an alliance with Greater Malaysia, along with some trades. I also am going to check to see any European nations that are willing to accept any trade, if they can allow. Let's see. East German. Really, North Korea? Really? Out of nowhere you decide to declare war? I suppose they might be a bit annoyed when they saw my military being prepared as it is and decided to just outright attack. Alright, but I'm not gonna go on the offensive yet. I'm waiting for North Korea to go to war with South Korea, even though they are at war with Manchuria as well. Or wait, yeah, they are at war with Manchuria as well for some reason. But just gonna ignore that. I have to get the armies to kind of deal with a little bit of... I'll accept an alliance with you, Philippines. And what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I have to deal with Manchuria a little bit for the moment. Have my navy get out here and sink any ship, and also help out these forces just hold the line. Right at this corner, actually, that I really need them to get to. Even though they're gonna get bombarded by a lot of artillery, since the North Koreans do have a lot of artillery, and the UN has provided military advisors. That's nice. Okay, now to get these submarines a little closer. And I don't think there's any more ships here. No, it doesn't look like so. We're just gonna scout out, perhaps towards Simpo and see what do they have. Does look like the North Koreans are making sort of a slow progress against Manchuria. So for now, though, I'm just gonna get the Muslim Navy that's here just reserved while having all the building products built up, including some military industrial goods, including consumer, and some supply depots to just, well, maintain supplies. And once again, we're getting a lot of requests for an alliance, but that's fine by me. We need more friends at least. Now, who else? Rome. I guess we could ask for trade. Milan as well. And who is this? Okay, Greater Malaysia. That is really generous of you. So let's see. Oh, you have a lot of stuff. Not so sure if these are local or probably bought, but oh well. But we don't have much to give at the moment, so I'm just gonna have to forget about that, or any generous offer. So I'm gonna get more trade agreements with as many nations, and then there's Belgium, Luxembourg. Okay, our relations went down because they declared war on West Germany. Okay. What about Netherlands? Alright. Yeah, I'm just gonna get trade agreements regardless of the relations. And I am going to worry about the war front right now, but I just gotta get as many trade agreements and alliances as best I can if I can get alliances. So, next up will be Mexico. Can we get one with Cuba? Yes, we have good... Yeah, sorry. Can't seem to speak for some reason today. Relations with Cuba. And some facilities are done, but I'm going to not receive these topics anymore. And it looks like the front here has been dealt with the exceptions of units getting damaged and running out of supplies rather quickly. So get over here, and... okay. You want an alliance. How about trade agreement? Which we might need as well. So with that, get you down here. Other fronts are... okay, it seems, except I need some garrisons here in case the Manchurians decide to counterattack. I got these tanks, I don't know what they're doing. They need to get moving in a different direction. And looks like the North Koreans have taken this small village. But I'm gonna move up a little bit, deal with these units, and probably destroy them. Most. Then move into the village and entrench. Next up is Vietnam, since I'm going to take a guess they're at war with... Yep, they're at war with South China. So that's annoying. Taiwan's at war with South China as well. Oh well. Let's see if we can get some trade agreements with Hong Kong. And we're getting a lot of stuff, including that, the usual domestic prices. And we've kind of held out, but now we're going to move out to deal with these artillery quickly. Stay here and entrench. Entrench now, I don't care how damaged you are. But we just lost that town, I'm going to take it back immediately and deal with another artillery. Turn around once again, deal with a T-62 this time. Have a hind help. But while I'm gonna entrench these units, I gotta get some of these repaired now. There we go. Now select the entire Air Force and just help this area. Okay, that's a lot of tanks. No matter how outdated North Koreans might be, it's best not to underestimate. But they are focusing on Manchuria, it seems. And are they at war with South Korea yet? No, they're not. Why? I have no idea. Oh yeah, I forgot about certain other nations, such as Australia, I guess. And Alliance, New Zealand. Let's see. East Timor. Yes, we can get an alliance with them. Next up is Indonesia. I'll ask for an alliance with them anyway. Who else? Cambodia? Can get trade. Thailand is next. Deal with that. But, okay, really. How did he get around? And the rest of my armies are just sitting around in areas that are not really... whatever. Well, at least these T-72s are dealing with any of the North Korean forces. Now move down. And we just lost a unit, I guess. Why are you going that way? Okay, those tanks are gone now. Now we just gotta slowly whittle down the North Korean forces bit by bit and destroy any units. You can retreat, that's fine. But you entrench here to please destroy any of these BTs. Why are you down here? I have no idea. Tajikistan. I'll accept another alliance, get some trades, and remove all these messages. So this is a bit of an annoying war start, and I'm really hoping South Korea joins the war very soon. So I'm gonna get all of that, and is North Korea at war with anybody else? Mongolia, Northern China, right. But they are taking heavy casualties, and they're losing more units than they could replace. Considering how outdated these units are, I'm not really surprised. I mean, T-54s and all that, I can understand when they upgrade them, but it's definitely not going to be enough. And luckily there's no garrison here, so we can just try and capture it and deal with any constant counterattacks. I did not mean to reserve, since I have the Air Force with me, so get in there. Costa Rica next. I'll accept an alliance and some trade agreements. And wait a minute. Is Mexico... Yeah, they're at war with California, Illinois, and Louisiana. Well, it's no surprise, considering Illinois always going to become the aggressor. Colorado and California. Texas right now doesn't seem like it. Africa. What's going on in Africa? Ethiopia's at war with none of their neighbors. South Africa is at war with Rwanda. Rwanda? Why would Rwanda be I don't get it. And doesn't look like the Congo Democratic Republic is going to be at war with Angola, unlike the old days where it's always Angola being the aggressor. So, I don't know about that. Can you please just destroy these units? Entrench. All of you, except you, turn around, destroy these tanks and vehicles. And as much as I would like to counterattack, I'm still waiting for South Korea to join the war. I'm not gonna go on the offensive yet. Not yet. Well, that and see if when they would run. Well, they have run out of supplies, but petrol is also another. So we just gotta keep dealing with constant counterattacks. We now gotta deal with an incursion up here. More T-54s are coming back. So turn around. And I did not mean to reserve. I meant to entrench. Any other units that are damaged and need to be at the front lines? Yes, there are, but why are you all retreating? Always the case when they almost run out of supplies, it seems. Community shortage, I know. Okay, I know we're running out of military goods. I know that. Considering the amount of demand is way too high, stock is easily running out. But I am trying to build up more. 2 more at least. Al are under attack by, right, Manchuria. So let's move back down, just slowly kill off the North Korean forces, bit by bit. Next up is that T-54. I'm not gonna slow until he's gone, thank you. Get back in here. And entrench, because that will cause a response. And he retreats, not destroyed. But, okay, this T-62 is getting annoying. Inflation is a bit too high, unfortunately. There's nothing we can do about that. Now get in here. Take out this BTR. Deal with this T-62? No, ZTZ-59. My bad. Or Type 59, if I recall my history a little bit. Now, who else do we have damaged? Engineers, BMPs, and a few tanks that are fully repaired, but still. At least I got the Air Force to help. Somewhat. Now I'll have the army entrench this crossroads at least. The Navy, I really don't know since I have submarines mostly. Let's get closer to the Simpo and see if they have any submarines there. Well, of course, our detection is not really great, so they could be. They could very well be somewhere. But I might as well just sacrifice some of my surface ships and just deal with most of the whatever is left of the North Korean fleet. The Navy, at least. And really, South Korea, you're not at war yet. Please join the war. We need another front to distract the North Koreans. Please. But it's not going to happen anytime soon, even though the North Koreans have lost a lot of supplies. Or no supplies left, eventually. Okay, next up is Southern China, which I'm not going to bother. Is Japan... They're not at war yet. So, that's one thing to just think about. You get repaired and balance out the social spending that I'm going to increase. And reluctantly get another loan. But after that, lock him out. Taxes need to be increased, unfortunately. Just deal with that. Oh, for crying out loud, get in there. wipe him out, and then entrench. And Taiwan wants a formal alliance. I will accept, including some trade agreements. And looks like most of their war is a bit slow. Hong Kong is just sitting around. No declaration of war yet, it seems. Except North Korea declaring war against Hong Kong, for whatever reason. War declared, obviously against Manchuria, that's understandable. But will they please join the war against North Korea already? Oy. Right now, I'm just sitting here waiting for South Korea to join the war. And I'm just gonna have the Navy just look around. And strangely, there are no North Korean submarines here. Oh well. Why not? Might as well get another alliance, this time Japan, and mutual defense. Let's see. I could conquer this area, but then the Manchurians would come in as well. That'll be annoying. Inner Mongolia is at war with Manchuria. I wouldn't be surprised when they get attacked by northern China, eventually. Let's see. I am going to take this small risk of reducing social spending. And finally, South Korea joins the war. Or did they declare war? Yes, they have, including South China as well. Oh well. I'm just gonna wait a little bit, then we can try and advance toward Rasan with a little help of the Navy. Well, whatever naval ships I have at least, and some of the artillery. So get over here and constantly damage that, I guess. Unfortunately, we do need a bit of money. So who has... India. Relations are still good, so let's give you air defense and anti-ship missiles for about that amount of money. Australia. Okay, we have a lot more tech in military tech than you, so anti-ship missiles, guided missiles, probably not, and definitely not one of those. None of those. As for that, and they'll be willing to give that amount of money? It's a bit surprising. Also, we don't really have much research centers since we only have one. Can I research two? So right now, I don't need that. I don't need that. We need better... something better, at least. That doesn't look like it's in here. I want to get better building stuff, but might as well just start the simulator pods so we can get our military a bit more effective. Okay, looks like the South Koreans are starting to make their push. Although I do have armies just sitting here. So better get moving. I got agriculture farms almost done. Timber mills are almost on the halfway mark. Okay, next up is Algeria. I'll get all those, and I have to see who else is at war. Am I even going to be surprised about Israel? Obviously not. And of course their economy is non-existent. And once again they failed to conquer Jordan. And even they're not at war with Lebanon, but if they could easily conquer them. And my phone just went up because of a new message of sort, but I'm not going to bother checking until after I'm done with this recording. But really, did they have to go to war with Saudi Arabia as well? I don't know. But I'm just going to get all this for an alliance because I'm not going to bother with Israel. Israel's just completely useless. The AI, at least, is completely useless. So while that's going up to Europe, Southern Germany is invading Austria, East Germany is under attack by Poland and the Czech Republic, West Germany is at war with Belgium, Luxembourg, Denmark, Netherlands, and Poland, whereas Paris is invading Belgium, Luxembourg, which looks like they are going to be defeated soon, and Marseille is at war with England for some reason. I don't know why, but at least England actually got some troops onto Paris' soil using the bridge, but why do I have a feeling that they haven't really gone everybody across yet? Okay, let's ask for line of sight. I want to see what exactly are the English forces doing. Come on, accept it. You know... Oh. Oh, no, that's just the domestic approval. And that's gonna take a while, so I'm just gonna ignore. Why are you all still here? Ah, well. Okay, now this time to committee shortages, which is understandable. And domestic approval... Okay, that's finally done. Hey? They only got Challenger 3. These units are trapped, and the rest of their army is still on English soil. Right. That makes sense. Now, how are those building projects going? The military goods, in this case? Not even close to halfway done. And where is that other one that I've been building? Oh. Right here in this city. Not really close either. Yeah, well, gotta get rid of that. Got a lot of building projects after all. But just to get them all done eventually, hopefully. At least we got some oil here. And I guess we could attack, and Japanese self-defense forces has arrived to help. Although they have taken damage. South Koreans have stalled because the rest of the army is just not doing nothing. North Korean armies ran out of supplies, they're out of fuel. Well, that's to be expected. Can we make peace? Yes, we can, but I'm not gonna bother. I'm gonna try and conquer as much of their land as possible. So I guess we'll have to take the risk of attacking, but I definitely don't want you attacking, because I need you repaired. Although there's just going to be a bit of annoyance with when and if this single tank decide to attack. And the other artillery as well. So might as well just get rid of them. All of them, actually. And that area's clean. Cleared, I mean. I don't know why I said clean for some reason. And I got even more units just sitting around. And now I gotta deploy more units, including these tanks, that are gonna grab a little bit of territory. Have the Air Force scout this area. Okay, engineers and all that, but that's not gonna be enough. Kyrgyzstan. I will accept, and I will accept any trade agreements as well. Speaking of which, are they at war with anybody? No. Tajikistan, southern China only. Uzbekistan not at war with anybody. Kazakhstan, only Manchuria. Well, we could use Kazakhstan's help. And as much as I would like to get alliances with Central Siberia or even Western Siberia, I'm not going to bother, because I'd rather do a little bit of a long-term plans. First, conquering portions of Asia, mostly North Korea, Manchuria, and so on and so forth. After that, build up our military, but then we're going to start expanding somewhere else. Mongolia is probably not a good choice, but next step will be trying to unite the all Siberian nations into a single country. But if and when we conquer Western Siberia, I don't know what to do after that. I could potentially just end it right there, or continue expanding to unite all of what was Russia, including Moscow. But I don't know. But as much as I would like to ponder a little more and probably continue, I'm going to stop here because I ran out of time, sadly. So I have not made any progress of expansion other than just beyond the offensive, but now I got a large force with more tanks coming along, and we should be ready to start invading Rason to take the airfield and all, and probably storm toward this city to get the barracks for our own frontline base. Also, we got some tanks over here that are not doing well, unfortunately. But I hope you enjoyed this new LP, and this first episode at least, and hope to see you in the next one to see Siberia grow in power. So, see you then.